also some other companies, some other small businesses that are dealing in LPG, either by way of storage, by way of distribution, or by way of sales.
Now, there's this very disturbing report that there have actually been substandard cylinders being brought to you through, from some neighboring African countries, that some of them actually have 4 times the amount of pressure that, that we would get here from cylinders here in Nigeria.
Is the cylinder or the gas?
LPG,
the gas itself. Yeah, the issue with LPG is many people do not understand that. LPG can take the form of what we call propane in science. It can be butane also. That's another form of LPG. It can be a mixture of the two. You understand? So it depends on what people mean. And none of them is harmful. As far as the container, that is where the challenge is. As far as the container is meant to hold that product. Whether it is propane alone or butane alone or a mixture of the two in any proportion, none is harmful, none is dangerous to the society, in as much as the containing vessel has the appropriate specification to hold that product.
What is the lifespan of the average, like you call it, the container, the cylinder?
Yeah, often depending on where it is coming from, but you have 10 years, you have 15 years.
Okay, now let's talk about other challenges in the sector that perhaps the major players may want the government to look into. I understand that gas usage is still quite low.
Yes.
We're talking about Nigerian households that actually use this, less than 1 million, I suppose.
Right.
And we have a very large population, so
right.
It would mean that people are still using the alternative
forms
of fuel, kerosene,
right,
charcoal, and the rest of them.
Yeah, the challenges are many. The price of LPG itself is not encouraging. It doesn't encourage the investors to invest in it. If you compare, for instance, it's a common cylinder of gas, the usual 12.5 kg that is common in the market. The content is equivalent to 16 liters of kerosene. Now, if you look at the price of 16 liters of kerosene and then 12.5 liters of liquefied petroleum gas, you find a variation in price. And you see that it is not helping, the price is not helping the commoners to adjust to gas usage. So if the government wants to encourage people, more people to come into the use of gas, the government has to ensure that, one, the product is regularly available, because that is also another challenge today. Then two, the price has to come to the common man's level, so that an average cylinder of gas today, 12.5 kg, goes for 3,000 and above. That is not a price for a poor woman in a rural area in Nigeria to pay. That is a challenge. Then the cylinders themselves, availability is also another challenge, because it takes at least above 10,000 naira to acquire a cylinder, an empty cylinder of gas. And that is not the only thing. Other accessories are involved. If you buy it, you have to buy a regulator, you have to buy a gauge. All that are required to go with the cylinder of gas. So you see that you will need an investment of about 20,000 or more to be able to keep one cylinder of gas in the house. So these are things that the government can help bring low by helping to site a cylinder manufacturing plant in Nigeria.
Okay,
there used to be one.
Sorry to.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
yes.
We're completely. I wish we could talk some more, but definitely this is quite a topic that should be probably thrashed out. Perhaps we could look at it again some other time, and of course, perhaps we'll have some good news then. Perhaps the SOM would have been back comment that exercise, and of course, would like to keep our eyes on that. Well, thank you so much, Genius, for talking to us briefly. We're talking to Genius Odoemenam. He's an energy and petroleum economist, and we'll be looking at the requalification exercise that will soon be embarked on the Standards Organization of Nigeria for the liquefied petroleum gas, the LPG, popularly known as the local cooking gas. Well, that's been our package today on Business Morning. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I'm Esther Ubodaga. Bye for now.
Thank you.